Hello, my beautiful goddesses. So, goddesses are really trending right now. We're very on trend. So, I wanted to teach you how to dress like a goddess, because there's so many brands now that you can choose from to dress modern day goddesses. Okay, so yeah, most of you who've already been watching my channel for a while know that I jest. But yeah, I'm here to clear up a few things, because embodying the sacred feminine is not just about being a sexy goddess. That's just a happy side effect of fully embodying not just your feminine energy, but also balancing it with your masculine energy, because a true goddess is an alchemist. The ancient goddesses were actually transgender because they had learned to balance both their masculine and their feminine to achieve ultimate self-realization. And you'll find in many ancient cultures there are transgender communities. You go to parts of India and Pakistan, also Native American tradition, there were communities. Well, in India and Pakistan they have communities. I'm not sure how it worked in the Native American traditions, but they would recognize people of different genders. And the Hawaja Sera of Pakistan and India still hold a lot of the knowledge of the mystery school traditions on how to balance masculine and feminine energies. And they are goddess worshipping people. So let's talk about it, how to dress like a goddess. So I already said dressing like a goddess is not just about, you know, embodying and embracing your sexuality, embodying your emotions, being connected. Sorry, excuse me, I just want to tone this down. Yeah, that's better. Maybe even a bit more. Sorry, just the light is shifting in my room as the day progresses. Sorry, where was I? Yeah, it's not just about, you know, displaying your emotional state and your inner world, you know, reflecting that in the way that you dress, although it definitely encompasses that. But the primary sacred feminine principle that has been the most occulted throughout history is the principle of care. And that's the reason why, you know, our planet and humanity has been in such a mess for such a long time, because we've forgotten how to care about stuff. And you can look up the Bohemian Grove doing their ritual of sacrifice, cremation of care, where they sacrifice the goddess in order to enslave humanity. Hey babe.
Hey.
How are you? So yeah, in order to dress like a goddess, you've got to care. You've got to care about the planet. You've got to care about your connection with Mother Earth, who is also a goddess. And you've got to put your money where your mouth is and where your heart is, and not support these brands that are destroying the planet, who are destroying the goddess Gaia, Pachamama, and who are trying to capitalize on the goddess trend. So, you know, if you see brands that are targeted at modern day goddesses, ask them, where are your things made? Who's making these clothes? You know, where is this jewelry mined? Who mines it? In what conditions is it mined? This is one of the reasons why I was doing so many videos on, you know, shopping in thrift stores, and a lot of my stuff is also from sustainable brands. That's why I'm now doing content creation for sustainable brands, and I'm trying to pivot my career into not just being a model working for anyone through whoever approaches my agency wanting to book a model like me, but I'm actually trying to leverage my social media and be a voice for sustainable brands that actually care about the planet, care about the people, and are trying to do business in alignment with universal laws, because a goddess knows how to use universal laws to manifest things, which means understanding that whatever you try and manifest, there are consequences to that. And if you cause harm and violate the free will of others, or harness their energy in unfair ways, also known as slavery and indentured servitude, there will be negative consequences. So let's not support brands that are making goddessy type clothes but made out of, you know, slave labor and indentured servitude. So let's talk about my dress. So this is a Vivienne Westwood dress. Vivienne Westwood is anyway, I think, quite goddessy. She's always been, you know, quite vocal about the planet and about climate change. I mean, she's not completely vegan, but let's meet people where they're at. It would be great if she was completely vegan. But this dress is also vintage. I bought this from a consignment store, like a second-hand shop selling, you know, high-end brands. So, you know, look at where you're buying your things from, because if you don't care about the impact, your clothes tell a story, and you want to be mindful about what that story is. Like, somebody actually asked me on one of my previous videos where I was talking about shopping in thrift stores. This is Anggoro wood, by the way. I bought this because it's grown locally and it doesn't, you know, I was a bit worried about the Palo Santo, you know, hearing that Palo Santo is endangered. They do actually grow Palo Santo here locally, but I wanted to try this local wood. I bought this from Balihigh. We sell loads of like beautiful local things, and I think they call this Gaharu wood. That's the local name for it, but yeah, it's Anggoro wood. It's just beautiful. But yeah, where was I? I mean, yeah, somebody was asking me on one of my previous videos where I was talking about shopping in thrift stores, and she was just like, don't you feel like the clothes like carry the energy of like the people who wore it before, and you know, how do you cleanse that? And I'm just like, yeah, like I kind of like that. I like that they have a story and a history. It's a lot better than the stuff that you buy from, like, you know, Topshop or whatever that's been made in Bangladesh, because that carries a story and an energy as well, and it's not a good one. So I would much rather have the story of the clothes that were bought from a vintage shop and the previous people that loved it or maybe didn't love it, but wanted to pass it on to somebody who will love it, than the story of somebody who was badly treated in a sweatshop. So yeah, buy vintage, support sustainable brands, ethical brands. You know, like, I know that they're not all perfect, but you know, we live in an imperfect world, and we have to change the world incrementally, small steps in the right direction. And the more that we actually start to channel the goddess energy and start caring about the planet that we call home, the more we will start to see it change for the better. And that is how you dress like a goddess. Okay, that's all for today. Please share this video if you feel like anybody can be helped by this message. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and if you want to book a session with me, I am still available for those. So just the best way to contact me is to DM me on Instagram. That's how I'm taking my sessions at the moment. So yeah, thanks for watching so far. One love, and I'll see you in the next video.
You're introduced to LSD, and unless you've taken some other drug, like for instance, like marijuana or something, well, you know, it's It's an altogether new thing. And you actually can have a religious experience